Barton FM, following Barton Town. Sport on Barton FM is sponsored by Easy Buy.
Welcome to Swans Talk with me, Richard Watts.
I'm joined by Aaron Walton. We haven't got a lot of football to talk about. It's a while since we've had a game. It's over a month, I think, since Barton had a Saturday game. I was just looking, the last one was 2-2 draw at Hallam.
Wow, yeah.
Let's have a quick look as well. Last time they won was the 8th of September.
Yeah, I mean,
a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I think they've drawn the last four, haven't they? And
yeah,
I think it's four. So it's it looks worse on paper than what it is.
Yeah.
But I think they've had some good draws. I mean, that was a good draw at Hallam 2-2.
It was.
I mean, anything at Hallam, as we know. I mean, we saw them last season there, and they beat them. Was it 2-1?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Scotty Matthews got one of his favourite free kicks, but that was a while ago. But the last game we saw together was and I think I can safely say, you'll agree with me, it certainly was a game of two halves.
It was, yeah, Shirebrook.
Shirebrook, yes, with the footy referee and the foggy weather.
Yes, yeah.
So Barton, superb first half. Getting to a 3-0 lead. Having said that, Shirebrook still looked good, didn't they?
They did, yeah. They looked a good side.
They did, yeah. I mean, a couple of really good little players there, and they had people missing. I mean, they didn't have the first team keeper in. They had their chairman in goal, Richard.
Was it?
It was their chairman, yeah. So, considering he was the chairman, he didn't do too bad.
No, he didn't. When you know that, yeah. I mean, at the time, I thought, what a weak goalkeeper, but in those circumstances, he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, I think they didn't have the recognised keeper because the guy who came on, I think he was a midfielder as well. So, but he was pretty good, wasn't he? As well,
he was very good. Yeah.
I think he kept the minutes of penalties because Tom Warby was a lovely move. Barton didn't have a great deal of good moves in the second half, but what they did do. It was a lovely team move, and Tom Wardby, I think it was either a touch or a header, and the keeper got down and just flicked it away. It was a really good save, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yeah.
So that was that. Then that obviously it went to penalties because they scored with virtually the last kick of the game. I mean, second half, Barton defended well in one respect, but kept giving the ball away too easy, didn't they? It was just coming straight back at them.
Yeah, and just that guy on the right-hand side, can't remember what he was called, but he caused absolute havoc, didn't he?
What a player. Young lad, won't he? What a player. Really good player. He'll go places. But yeah, we defended fantastically, getting bodies in, last-ditch tackles, closing down, but then just giving the ball away really cheaply. And then it was back again. So I think that the Swans put a real big shift in second half, but just couldn't quite keep that third goal out. However, go to penalties, and who pops up with a good save? Ryan Musselwhite again.
Yeah.
So I didn't think. I mean, I went on the commentary. I've got to apologise to him. I thought he was at fault for the first goal, but it was a really good shot. However, looking back, there was a lot of traffic in front of him, so he probably didn't see it till the last second. So my apologies, Ryan. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But he did have a good game. I thought he did have a very good game. He did Ryan Musselwhite in goal.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
some really good saves. Put under pressure. They had a guy who was taking the corners at Shirebrook, and by heck, could he take a corner? Couldn't he?
Yeah,
really putting them under pressure. But yeah, a good spirited performance by the Swans, and they came. It's a long journey to Shirebrook, as we know, didn't it? It's certainly a long journey.
It certainly is.
Oh, dear me. If ever there was a Saturday game, that needs to be a Saturday game. But
yeah, without a doubt.
The beauty of the cup. So before we have a chat about the management, if we just have a chat about Saturday.
Yeah.
Barton are playing Knaresborough now at Manslane. Now, me and you, Richard, have been many times to Manslane. And I think the last time Barton Town got anything, Annie Walker was a landlady of the Rovers Return. So it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It
Oh
really
dear.
was. It really was. I mean, we've gone through. We've gone. I can go through a lot of managers who I've gone with, and we've got nothing. Dave Ricardo, um, Rob Watson. There was the other one, Craig Denton.
Right, Denton. Yeah.
Yeah, none of them have got. I think Craig managed a draw, didn't he? At Germany, he couldn't get anything again. But we were unlucky on every occasion. I don't think we've ever played a bad game there. To be fair, I mean,
Was it
we've
last year
been
we
on
had a
the
goal disallowed, didn't we? We would have levelled it up, didn't we have a goal disallowed?
yeah. Henry Parr apparently fouled the keeper. Well,
Oh, that was it. Yeah, yeah.
if anybody knows Henry, I mean, he's only about what. I mean, about 7 or 8 stone wet through, super player. Apparently, he knocked the keeper off his feet, and their keeper was slightly robust. So, to say the least, so that I didn't think that was. We've also had penalties against us that are never penalties.
Yeah.
Season before, and the season before that, or 2 seasons before that, when Dave Rico was in charge, they won 1-0 and they got the most dubious goal. It was offside. But obviously they give it. It's a tough place to go anyway, isn't it?
Certainly is. Yeah.
You get out at Knaresborough. However, I've got to say the hospitality and the people, the volunteers there at Knaresborough, like most non-league clubs, second to none. Absolutely brilliant. Do look after you at Manslade. So it's going to be a tough one because, I mean, as I said, the lads haven't really played, have they, since that? They've not had a Saturday game since, when did you say, Richard? It was a long time ago.
Yeah, a month ago.
Mm.
A month ago,
A month
it was about
ago.
14th of October, I think.
Yeah.
And
then
Knaresborough are doing better this season as well than past
they
seasons. They've had some good results this year.
certainly have started off like a house on fire, didn't they? Like a runaway train. I think they've just had a few sort of results have gone the other way, but they're always sort of in it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Whereas I think we've not played a lot of games, and I think we're 13 games, so we can be five games behind some teams. However, I know a lot of people, a lot of fans say, "Oh, it's the pitch at Barton, it's the pitch at Barton," but not necessarily this season. We've had games which has infuriated some people. We've had games called off because of county cup games, which is a nonsense, really. But you've got to go by the rules, haven't you? We were supposed to be playing Albion Sport. They were still involved in the FA bars, weren't they?
Yeah.
Tadcaster away. Tadcaster's pitch is the same as ours. It floods. And I think the only one that, I could be wrong, but the only one that we've had to sort of rearrange is Maltby. If I'm not mistaken, I could be. I usually am. Is there any more? I think it's just Maltby.
Yeah, I think it probably is. Yeah. Then we had blank Saturdays, haven't we, for no reason at all? It's
yeah, we've had so it's not as cut and dried as Barton's pitch is not very good. It's just how it's fallen, and we've got another free Saturday coming up as well where we're not playing. So, and then we've got, which I think is a bit silly, but we've got Campion away on the Saturday, which is Bradford, and then the Tuesday night we've got to go to Sheffield to play Handsworth away. I mean, that's it's I don't these away journeys, especially at night. I mean, the traffic in Sheffield is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
I was there on Sunday of all days with my son playing football, and even at 5 o'clock, the traffic was horrendous getting out of Sheffield. So what's it going to be like at Handsworth when we're trying to get there? I know it's only about an hour's journey, but it certainly adds on, especially when the players have been at work all day.
Yeah, that's right.
As Matt Jones says, it's the same for every team.
Yeah, true.
And
Very true.
I can hear people and volunteers saying it's not, but it is. It is. I agree with Matt. It is the same for every team. We have the, it'd be nice to play Stilsden on a Saturday away, but we can't do it, can we?
No.
So we've talked about Knaresborough, so that's our game on Saturday. If you want to follow the Swans, you can hear it on Barton FM.
Yeah.
If you're not travelling, Me and yourself will be doing the commentary. And then if you are travelling up, it's a nice journey up there. It's a lovely ground. Not much cover though, is there, Richard?
No,
It's
not
raining.
a lot. No.
No, we've got to get there early to get our spot, haven't we? Otherwise, we're out in the cold.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and before we go into management, Tuesday night we've got a big game Tuesday night, haven't we? You've forgotten, haven't you?
Is that Lincoln?
It is. You hadn't forgotten.
Lincoln United.
Look on your face as if to say you didn't know, but you did.
I was just thinking, who have we got there? I thought, yeah, it's a cup tie, isn't it? Lincoln. That'd be a good game.
Yeah. It should be a very good game. We've already been to Lincoln in a pre-season friendly, and that was a cracking game. I think it was a 4-3 to Barton, but obviously Lincoln have picked up, and they're really going well in their league. For the people that don't know, Lincoln United got relegated last season in the playoff against Avro from Oldham, and Lincoln have gone into, I think it's United Counties League, which is it's exactly the same standard and level as Barton Town. So it should be a very good game. I wouldn't like to hazard a guess of how it's going to go, possibly penalties again, but I don't know. But I'm hoping Barton have a good cup run in either the Lincoln Senior Cup or the League Cup. So I like the way fans talk about they're nothing cups until you're in them.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Them cups are nothing, them, and you think, well, you wouldn't be saying that if you were still in it or you won it. So
that's right.
So that's what we've got, and then what we need to have a little chat about is a change of manager.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've now got Mr. Jarman's being relieved of his duties. I think they come to an amicable decision. I know there's a lot of rumours going about, but what I've heard it was his disciplinary record. I mean, the man did wear his heart on his sleeve. He did want to protect his player at all costs, but unfortunately, you can't upset the referees, can you?
No.
And I think that's what Nathan did on a regular occasion, but he was just looking after his players. So Danny North's taking up the reins, hasn't he? He's assistant. Danny's taking up the reins. He's had to step in on many occasions when Nathan was suspended. So he's no sort of what should we say? He's used to it anyway, isn't he?
Yes, yeah.
No
the great shame
stranger.
about him being manager is it probably means we'll see even less of him on the pitch, and he's still the best goal scorer at the club.
He is. Well, what about Tom Wardby?
Well, Tom Wardby,
Don't upset Tom. He scored too many goals.
Yeah.
But he certainly knows where the onion bag is, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he's got another ex-Swan and favourite of mine, Pete Wynn, to assist him. So can you remember Peter when he played for Bart? Richard,
yeah.
Ex-Bunny Grimsby, Cheltenham, and I think Macclesfield was one of his clubs. Lots of experience. He's been at Brigtown recently, and he was the captain. And I've got to say, he looks very fit. He's maybe lost a yard of pace, but he certainly hasn't lost a yard of pace in thinking. So I think that's a really good appointment. So you've got your manager who's an ex-striker, and you've got your assistant who's a defender.
Yeah,
so I'm fingers crossed, and I'm hoping to do really well.
Yeah. It just hasn't clicked this season, has it? Just never quite some good performances. Yeah. Very inconsistent. Just never clicked this season.
I know, and you can't really put your finger on it, can you? I know we've had a settled team for 2 seasons, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
And this season, it's not really been settled because we've had people leaving, we've had people not being available, we've had people injured. We've had people coming in and then going, so it's been as Pete Mitchell says, the secretariat, a bit of a revolving door.
Yeah.
So, and I think at this level, continuity is the name of the game. You know, if you've got the same, get the same people playing week in, week out. If they're playing well, brilliant. If it ain't broke, don't change it.
which happened for 2 years, didn't it? I mean, two seventh place finishes. That's pretty
And a
good.
cup,
League Cup
and a
win,
cup.
which was
Yeah,
excellent. Two very
yeah,
good seasons. It's almost like one season too many, wasn't it? The way it seemed, but
yeah. I think
strange.
I think when sort of Nath took over, he had a really good first season, didn't he? And
Yeah,
then another really good season to follow that. And sometimes it's difficult to keep that going, especially non-league, when you've got a lot of things that happen that wouldn't happen in the pro game.
yeah,
Players not being able to make it. Another one, players going on holiday in the season. I mean, that just wouldn't happen if you're a professional, but
no,
these guys have got to find the holidays. A lot of them are school teachers. A lot of them have fixed holidays where they've got to go, etc., etc. Sometimes they've got to go when they've got kids, like I do. You've got to go when it's a bit cheaper. Otherwise,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a second mortgage to go on holiday. So all these things to take into account. Also, as we said before, they're all semi-pros, so they've all got full-time jobs. It's getting time off work. It's making sure that they're rested. I mean, you can't rest like a professional when you're having to work. So you come into work, you've had to travel there, you've done a full day's work, you're tired. And I know people will say, "Well, it's only football." No, but it does get you, doesn't it?
definitely, yeah, definitely.
So yeah, so there's a lot to look forward to. As I say, we're still in two cups. We've got a new manager. We've got a new old manager, if you know what I mean. We've got a new assistant. Let's hope they do really well. We'll get behind them and get behind the lads. Hopefully, there might be one or two more new signings. It's been one of them seasons, isn't it, where we get there on a Saturday and who's that? Who's that? We don't know who that is, and we've got a new signing, haven't we? So
There is somebody new in, isn't there, since we last played? I can't remember what he's called. Was it from Selby?
oh yes, yes, he's the captain. I've seen him play. A very robust character. Yeah, yeah. Ewan Healy.
Yeah,
That was a good memory. That one. Can't
that's
remember
very
my own
good.
name. Can't remember my own name, but I remembered his. Yeah, I saw Ewan play at Brig a few weeks ago, and for Selby, and he played well. Selby looked a good team. That they've got some. Selby had some players there. I know one or two of them were getting on a bit. They had one of your favourites, Jason St Just, was there.
Oh, was he? Gosh,
He was at Selby, yes, yes,
yeah,
and Roy Fogarty as well. Can you remember Roy?
I
He
can
played,
remember him. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I've done a lot of clubs, but I remember at Yorkshire Amateurs when he was on fire with Ash
yeah,
Flynn. So, I
yeah.
think I did. Was Ash Flynn there as well? I think Ash Flynn was there at Selby as well. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I saw Ash Flynn at Selby. But Ash had more clubs than Arnold Palmer, hasn't he?
Yeah,
So
certainly has.
he just likes playing football. So all in all, we've got something to look forward to. We've got plenty of games. Let's hope the weather starts to pick up a little bit because all it seems to do is rain. And let's like to see a few more fans down at the Easy Buy if we can. The crowds have dropped off a little bit, so the players need your support. They play better when there's a good atmosphere down there. So we need to get we need to get all them supporters back. We've worked hard to get supporters into the Easy Buy. We don't want to lose them. We want to get them back, don't we, Richard? But
Yeah,
I
definitely.
suppose if you're winning, people come and watch. If you're losing, they've got other things to do. But you can't get better entertainment for £6 than an afternoon at the Easy Buy or any afternoon at a non-league ground.
That's
Six
right.
pound
Yeah,
for £6, you ain't going to go, and the food's pretty good as well.
and there's enough games left to get into the playoffs. It's not you just
There,
one good
yeah,
run
there is.
together, you can make the playoffs still.
Well, I was looking at Golka. I think they're 3 points in front of us. Yeah, they played 5 games more.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. You can teams are going to drop off as well. Teams are going to drop off a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I saw Emily last week or the week before. No, last week I saw them at Bottisford, and they scored in stoppage time.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that Bottisford are in a false position, definitely, because I've seen them 3 times this season, 4 times this season, and every time they played really well. They gave a really good account of themselves against Albion, drew 1-1. They beat Hallam 3-2 or 2-1. and they narrowly lost to Thackley, and they narrowly lost to Emley. So all those games, I think they're just, with Bottisford, I think they're just a little bit naive at the back. Just a lapse in concentration in teams have scored. They're a young team. Mike Thompson, of course, a big hero at Barton Town. He was a captain for Barton for a good few seasons. He's got them playing well. And also, we don't like going to Bottisford because it's not the best of grounds. Well, let me tell you, Richard, it's probably gone from the worst ground to the top 5. It really is
good. Wow.
It's absolutely superb. They've done. The chairman's done a fantastic job there, and all the volunteers. It really is a nice ground now. When you go, Richard, you'll be surprised how nice it is. It really is. They've got rid of that tatty old stand with all them bits and bobs there, and it's just just a flat stand now, and it's got 2 little seated areas either side. So it's it really, as I say, it's gone from probably one of the worst in the division to probably one of the best in the league. So yeah, I know. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised when I went, and the football's good as well. The Bottisford are playing some lovely football. Again, they've got a few ex-Swans in there who are playing well. I think they're just a little bit of naivety at the back, but they give teams a good game. I think they'll give us a really good game there, because that's another place we go and we don't get anything into it.
It is, yeah.
So, but hey ho, we'll just see how it goes. So, as I say, let's get behind the Swans on Saturday when we go up to Knaresborough, and let's see if we can get something.
For the latest Barton Town news and information, visit the club's website at www.bartontownfc.co.uk.
That's it for this edition of Swans Talk. Thanks for listening.